It's December 12th, 2016, and it's time to review 5 of the most outrageous, infuriating, or just plain baffling things that have happened lately. It's your Facepalm 5. Let's count them down. Number 1. Conservative Christians pray for revival from floor of U.S. Senate. Week before last, a group of conservative Christian pastors met with members of Congress at an event in Washington, D.C., organized by pseudo-historian David Barton. At one point, the pastors were granted special access to the United States Senate chamber, thanks to Representative Louis Gohmert. Inside the Senate chamber, the pastors knelt and prayed, crying out to God to bring revival. It all seems very silly to me, but I am neither a conservative nor a Christian, so I suppose I wouldn't understand. There is one thing I do understand, however. If a group of Muslim imams had asked Louis Gohmert to grant them special access to the Senate chamber so that they could petition Allah to work his will on the American government, they probably would have received a much different response. Number 2, Trump threatens unconstitutional punishment for flag burners. Week before last, President-elect Donald Trump tweeted that burning the American flag should be a crime punishable by a year in jail or loss of citizenship, both of which would be unconstitutional. Flag burning has been ruled by courts to be protected speech, and in 1967, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that citizenship cannot be involuntarily revoked once it is granted. By the way, Fox and Friends aired a story about flag burning about half an hour before Trump posted his tweet, but I'm sure that's just a coincidence. Number 3, Trump's cabinet keeps getting worse. Trump has continued to fill out his cabinet of appointed officials that will run the various departments of the executive branch of the federal government during his administration. Among the recent lowlights, Andy Puzder, Trump's presumptive labor secretary, who opposes workers' rights and the minimum wage; Scott Pruitt, Trump's pick to head the EPA, who is a climate change denier; and Tom Price, Trump's nominee for health secretary, who opposes the Affordable Care Act and has been a long-standing enemy of women's reproductive rights. And not just abortion, access to birth control too. It seems that opposition to the fundamental purpose of the agency they will be leading is a necessary qualification to serve in Trump's cabinet. You can't make this shit up. But then again, why would you want to? Hey, speaking of the Republican Party's deep and abiding respect for the autonomy of women, number 4, new Ohio law threatens abortion rights. Last week, the state of Ohio passed a law that would ban abortions once there is a detectable fetal heartbeat, which typically occurs around 6 weeks into a pregnancy. But Steve, some of you may be saying, surely any such law would be ruled unconstitutional. True, which is why many anti-abortion Republicans have been reluctant to support other so-called heartbeat bills. But now, supporters are more confident that such bills will survive constitutional challenges in the future. Why might that be, do you think? Oh, right! The guy NBC paid to sexually harass people for 10 years gets to appoint Supreme Court justices now. Number 5, Pizzagate. Just over a week ago, a man armed with an assault rifle invaded Comet Ping Pong, a Washington, D.C. pizzeria, firing shots but fortunately harming no one. The man believed the restaurant to be part of a child trafficking ring masterminded by Hillary Clinton and had come to liberate the children he expected to find being held captive in tunnels beneath the building. None of that is true, of course, nor was there ever the smallest shred of evidence to suggest that it was. So where did the gunman get such an absurd idea? From the same place President-elect Donald Trump got the idea that millions of people had voted illegally in the election. Alex Jones, Donald Trump's unofficial secretary of paranoid conspiracy theories. Everything is fine. That's 5. Catch you later. Hey folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, please consider helping me to make more videos like this one by supporting this channel through Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/SteveShives to become a patron for as little as $1 a month. But if you pledge at an amount of $5 a month or more, you get yourself a shout out at the end of the Facepalm 5, just like these fine folks who have become $5 or more patrons since the last Facepalm 5. Pagan169, thank you very much, Pagan169, and Carolyn Schrum. Thank you, Carolyn. Thanks to everybody who is a patron at whatever level you are pledging. Thanks to all of you for watching, and I'll see you next time.